Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another AITA story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for leaving my wife alone at Disneyland? I mean, there are worse places to be left alone, right? Well, at least there's plenty of things around to entertain. There's food, there's lodging, pretty much everything you could ever ask for right there. So my wife and I are currently not really talking to each other because of what happened on the last day of our vacation. On our last day, we went to Disneyland in Japan. That does change things a little bit. We had been in Japan for 2 weeks, and up until then, everything was pretty much okay. We had a lot of fun traveling around the country. We are from Europe, by the way. In the afternoon, as we were waiting in line, she asks me to tell a joke. So I told one, and that joke apparently hurt her feelings. She was upset and went quiet. I told her I was sorry, but she didn't accept my apology. She told me how that hurt her feelings and that I shouldn't be telling jokes like that. I was pissed. Why couldn't she just let it go and stop talking to her? The mood worsened, and she suggested that we separate for a moment so that everyone could calm down. After about 15 minutes, she sent me a text message asking me to meet up. When I met her, we got into a huge argument where she told me she was sad because there is always a bit of truth behind a joke and how my joke ruined her mood. I asked her why she always felt the need to push it and that I told her I was sorry before. I told her that she was no fun to be with, got up and left the park. Left the park. She sent me a text asking if I was leaving her alone at the park, to which I didn't respond. She then called me and was crying on the phone. I asked if she could finally pull herself together. She didn't reply. I asked again, but she only asked, crying, if I was seriously leaving her alone like that to stop yelling at her. She drove me mad. She apologized for calling. I told her, nice try, but that's not working, and we hung up. I went back to the hotel, and when she came back about 3 hours later, she didn't talk to me. She took a shower and then told me she couldn't believe that I left her alone at the park in a foreign country with no cell phone. Her phone died after our call. That she didn't know how to get back to the hotel. The park was an hour away. And when she finally found the hotel, that she couldn't get in because I had both keys. She had to ask other people to help her out and that she felt abandoned by me. We had another argument. I told her my view and she suggested that we put the matter aside as we had a long way home the next day. We've been home for 2 days now and we only talk to each other the bare minimum. She only told me that her trust in me was broken and that family never leaves someone behind, especially not in a foreign country, that I didn't care about what happened to her. I don't think I did something wrong. Maybe I really shouldn't have left her behind like that, but she kind of deserved it. She should have just accepted my apology and pulled herself together. My wife and I got into an argument on vacation and I left her alone and went back to the hotel. She's now angry with me for abandoning her in a foreign country, telling me her trust in me is broken. So, am I the astronaut here? Yes! Yes. Okay, let me just make sure I have this straight. So, you're waiting in line. She says, this is boring. Tell me a joke. You tell a joke. Tell the wrong joke. It hurts her feelings. You guys have a little tiff about that. You meet back up to talk about it some more. It escalates, but it escalates to the point where you leave her at Disneyland in Japan and go back to the room that is an hour away. Yeah, bro, you stepped in it. I can't imagine doing this to Candy Thunder because I care about her. And even if we got into an argument, and even if that argument was at freaking Disneyland, and even if that argument escalated to the point where we needed to separate for a little bit, Disneyland is huge. It's huge. You can literally go to other countries and still stay inside of Disneyland. You know what I mean? Like, leaving the park was not necessary at all. And I don't know what the joke was, and maybe it was the wrong joke, and that's stupid. Maybe she should have accepted the apology. She did ask you to tell the joke, but whatever, man. That's not the thing that happened here. That's not where you stepped in it. You stepped in it when you left. I'm sure you didn't know her cell phone died, or maybe you did. If you have like Life 360, I can tell whenever Candy Thunder's phone dies or gets below a certain percentage, or I can't imagine abandoning someone that I love in a place that they don't know in a foreign country and expecting them to just figure it out and find their way home. It's like literally every choice that happened was the wrong choice here. You brozoed up hardcore. Not that we really need to, but you know what? This was definitely a dumbass thing. It was a dumbass thing. Was it evil? Because ask on one is you're a terrible human. That's like that the evil people belong there. Now, I cannot imagine ever doing this to Candy Thunder. And if I did do this, I would have had to have been in some kind of ask on one mindset where I was just scorched earth, burning everything down, throwing the relationship away, giving zero shits about what consequences came after that. So maybe it is an ask on one thing. You'd have to be willing to go scorched earth to do this kind of shit, wouldn't you? Or is it an ask on two? Definitely shouldn't have done that. It definitely checks that box. Definitely checks the ask on two box. Was it evil enough to hit ask on one? Yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have yet another ask on one brozo combo. Congratulations, OP. You have won a dinner for one. I mean, if she knows his sense of humor and asks him to tell a joke, it's kind of a come what may thing, right? I can't imagine Candy Thunder asking me to do that either, though. Like, entertain me. Tell me a joke. Make the time go by. Mostly because my jokes aren't like ready. I don't have canned jokes ready that I can tell. I just find funny things that happen as they happen. She could have been in serious trouble. And without a phone, without any way of establishing contact in a foreign country where you don't speak the language, I'm assuming, and that would have been my big concern. It's one of the main reasons why I never would have left Candy Thunder there in the first place. It's because I care about her. Not just love her, not just as a relationship, but I care about her well-being. You know, this is a human I would like to be safe. So I'm not going to put her in a position that would jeopardize that.